So now a couple of people have joined us. Now we can start our webinar. Hello everybody. First of all, welcome to our webinar. Our today's webinar topic is interactive Zoom activities for ESL classes. And today I and my friend host, I am Sabina Askarova, and my friend Shahnoza Tangirova. Just a moment.
Shahnoza, can you please continue?
Yes, sure. So guys, welcome to our webinar. We really hope and really want you to participate as actively as you can, because it's like interactive Zoom activities, which has become a trend nowadays. So I hope you will get most out of it, and you will implement, or you will share with your friends, or even you can practice it, or just it is useful for yourself, for your own knowledge. And now we'll continue with the next procedures. Can you so Sabina, you should move there.
So I have a technical problem that I cannot move the slides right now.
Sabina, can you please send the slide to me?
I have sent it to our project group.
Okay.
Айтмокче.
So now here we go. Sorry for interruptions. Now, first of all, I would like you to share your experience about Zoom teaching. I know most of you have already experienced it on digital teaching, online education, yeah? My first question is, what was your first Zoom class look like? Please be
Guys, be more active. Come on, let's remember our first Zoom class, right? Yeah. So something went wrong or something happened extraordinary, right? Come on.
Yeah, let me to speak about that.
Yes.
This is Shahnoza Samadova. The first lesson at the time I was not teaching. I was a student, a part of the classroom. At the time, the first time which I started to Zoom meeting, at that time I came across so many problems like muting, unmuting, and even listening to the teachers, and even though to leave the breakout rooms and such kind of everything was new for me. But time by time, I get used to use it.
Shahnoza, what was the particular thing that made you laugh, or what did you learn from your mistakes? What was funny? And something funny must have happened to you, right? It happened all the time,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I can remember that. One of my group mates started speaking in Uzbek to her mother in Uzbek. She thought that she unmuted herself, but she didn't do it. It was so funny for me.
Yeah, without realizing, right? The camera,
Yes,
they
without realizing. Yes.
forgot unmute, right? Yeah, things happens.
Yeah.
Thank you. Any more volunteers, guys?
So I would love to share one of my experience. When I was a student, actually last year I studied at master degree, and after the 15th March, we also moved to online lessons. Actually, we weren't so much experienced at that time, and we experienced, like we faced some problems, some funny situations. One of them was when two groups entered to one room, and kind of students were just laughing and they didn't understand how to use the WebEx actually. And like one of the students started speaking in Uzbek without unmuting himself, and it was funny for me and I started laughing. And my daughter asked me, so why are you laughing, mom? And I was laughing and explaining to her in Uzbek again. Actually, then I realized that my microphone wasn't also muted, so I didn't unmute myself and I was speaking about it, and everyone was hearing me, and my friends like from the Telegram were sending me the message, and one of my group mates saying, she wanted to send me a voice message from Telegram, and she was saying, okay, Miss Lirabo, please switch off your microphone. And I found out she also didn't mute herself. I could hear her like from the lesson. Actually, she was speaking to everyone again, like like we just, like it was funny, like I laughed at somebody else, but all the students kind of laughed at me. Something, everything was connected to each other, and it was kind of fun because it was the first lesson and we kind of couldn't get along with the situation, and it took some time till we kind of learned how to use like Zoom or WebEx professionally. And one more time, like when I was a teacher, like recently I taught via Zoom, and one of my students was sitting during the lesson, and his camera was on, and like his mother entered the room, and she was doing something, and that my student was saying, mom, I am having a lesson right now and my camera is on. And her mother was saying, his mother was saying, oh, I don't care about it, what does it make, what doesn't make any sense. And she didn't care about it at all. And I don't know, like my student was kind of a bit ashamed, I guess. He switched off the camera, he unmuted himself, then a bit later switched on the camera. Yeah, such kind of funny situations may happen as when we have when we have the lessons at home.
That was so funny. I'm sure that you can remember it for the rest of your life, right?
Sure. And one more thing, as I have small kids, like my son is about 4 years old, and he always needed my attention. That's why when I was going to speak via Zoom, and he was always next to me, shouting, crying, and not this like showing himself. Like he sometimes switched on the camera intently when I was having a lesson and showed himself to my group mates, to the teacher. And in this way we studied like during the quarantine actually.
Yeah, he wants to say that I'm here, right? Involve
Yeah,
me.
sure.
I want to participate, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Great.
Yeah, that kind of hilarious moment may happen. Yeah.
Quarantine. Yeah, go ahead, Sabina.
Yeah. Next question is, do you know all the functions of Zoom? Right now, do you know the functions of Zoom? Guys, please be active.
I suppose I know, but I have never played any kind of games via Zoom.
Yeah, now we will learn how to overcome your classes more interactive via Zoom. First of all, I would like to share the tips for the teachers while using the Zoom. Please, next slide. Zoom tips for the educators. I would like to share my first tip is make use of mute open entry option in your meetings. You know, once you see the meeting options, here is the mute participants open entry option. And what will this option will help you? Students chatter or typing will keep silent, and in real atmosphere we should say that please guys keep silence, our lesson has started. But in Zoom it's very easy, yeah, and students can begin a dialogue with you by using chat or just unmute themselves when they have a question. And once you have use these option in your meetings, you can try this activity. Please, next slide. This activity is called good news, bad news, and no news. This activity, in this very activity, students will unmute themselves in the beginning of the class, turn by turn. Then they will talk about what's happening in their life, what's happening in this week or day, using the phrases of good news, bad news, and no news. They will mute themselves after finishing their speech. For example, they may say that I have good news today, that I have bought a new couple of shoes, or I have bad news, or something like that. And our next tip is, tip number 2 is using virtual background. You know that learners may choose their own background. This is good for their privacy. Sometimes they don't learners worry about what's behind of them. And for using this very option, you can use a symbol. This symbol, let's say uh, up to the video button, and you will press this symbol, and there will be a choice of choose virtual background. And once you have press this button, you may see different background options that you may put background of you. And you can also use this for language practice. Learners describe where they are to each other using virtual background. It is really fun. It will be really fun, I guess. And this can include what they have packed to go there and etc. Groups can also plan a story about their virtual background. You may get engaged and involved with this very activity. And our next tip is tip number 3. Is I called it like a big tip, as I included lots of options we can use in Zoom. First of all is most of the teachers and students come across funny moments with muting and unmuting themselves. It's very essential, yeah. And we have an option that chat window. We can simply press this one and simply type. And most of the teachers our online teachers are very grateful with the option of chat, as they haven't trained their writing skills much more in the offline lessons. And coming to the security settings, in the security, we can allow participants to the different options, like they may share screens, they may use the chat option, and they may rename themselves. You know, sometimes students enter with another name or with another account, and they should rename themselves after they have entered to the meeting. And we all know that stop video options, if we have any kind of inconveniences, we can stop our video and just go on, and we can start video again. And our next option is full screen view and gallery view. On top of the Zoom, you may see the full screen view options. When you click on view options, you may see the full screen view or gallery view. In gallery view, you may try different games such as balloon pops, clapping, or just show your friend. Find someone who game. And our feedback options. In participants, when you click on the participant option, here you may see that raise your hand, yes, no button, go slower, go faster, and more. Once you click the more option here, you may see thumbs up, thumbs down, clapping, coffee break, and time. And raise your hand. First of all, students may raise your hand. You should say the student that students may always say, may I teacher, instead of this one. You may allow them to use raise your hand option. They may simply press the button, and you will see who is ready to speak. And yes, no options we have. If they agree with you, they may press yes, or if they are not agree with you, they may press no button. And somebody's speech may be fast, or somebody's is slower, yeah. And once they don't understand, they may ask the teacher, go slower, or if they know already what's explaining about, they may say go faster. And in the lessons, if the lessons are too long, let's say 4 hours, then they may ask them coffee break, and you will give them a break, a kind of 10 or 15-minute break for the students. I will give activity related to the feedback options. Please, next slide. Okay, you may use feedback options for agree, disagree, and yes, no activities, as I mentioned before. And one activity I implemented here is never have I ever activity. For this very activity, teacher will share a statement about something they have never done while saying never have I ever. Then students, if they have done the action, students will react by the help of the feedback options. You see, here is the option of thumbs up and thumbs down. And once they have answered these questions, you may see that the real discussion starts here. And now we will try this activity together. Please, next slide. I will share the questions one by one, and you will use this option. We will check whether you have learned or not. First question is, never have I ever got on a wrong train or bus. I'm waiting for your answers. Thumbs up and thumbs down. Dilaram Ismail. Yes, thumbs up. Shahnaz, thumbs up. Okay, can you share your experience, one of you? Shahnazat Sangir, you also. Farangiz Bakhtiar, you also. And what happened at that time? 14 years
May I
ago.
share?
Yeah.
Well, recently when I was going to the Lyceum and I took, I had to change 3 buses because, during this quarantine, the routines of the buses have been changed. But as I was in my native town, I was not aware of it. And I came here and I took the bus 33. I thought that it will go to the my direction, right? But suddenly he turned it down again. And I asked the driver of the bus, so you used to go to this direction. And he said that, oh my God, we have changed the routines during this pandemic situation, right, for a while. And don't you know this? And I said, oh my God. And I had to take the second bus, thinking that this bus go to this destination, right? I was so in a hurry. So, and the same thing happened to this third time. And I had to take the another bus. Unfortunately, to my regret, the same situation happened, and it was my unlucky day, I guess. But that was okay for me because it is sometimes really beneficial for you to experience, so that next time you will try to avoid being in the situation. So every cloud has a silver ring, That's why I was optimistic about this, how to say, situation, and especially it was in the beginning of the day, and I didn't want to ruin my mood, and I just forgot about it. Yeah, things
Yeah,
happen. You never know.
it happened. Yeah, experience is always good.
Yeah.
Turning to the next question. Never have I ever lied about my age. I see most of us, yeah. Oh, I cannot see the reactions. Farangi
Come on,
shuffle
guys.
again. Again, yeah. Yeah. If we discuss this one, if we can share long stories, yeah. Let's turn to the next one. This activity will go on in this way. Never have I ever lost a bet. Next, never have I ever do something. Sang karaoke. Never have I ever broken a bone. Never have I ever lived alone. Never have I ever been on a boat. And this activity will go on in this way, and your students will really get engaged in this very activity. Turning to our next tip number 4 is about attendee on hold option. Once you see this, you may see this option in the manage participants in the host control, and you may hover over the name of attendee you want to put on a hold and click more and then put on hold button. Then the participants list will now indicate that this attendee is on hold. They will see a screen indicating that the meeting host will let them in shortly. Once you come in the meeting, you may see the screen that say, please wait, the meeting host will let you in soon. Once you click take off, then in the participants list, whenever you are ready to bring them back into the meeting. And this allows the host to temporarily prevent any students who are on hold from seeing and hearing other students. Now let's look at the activities that we can apply in the online classroom. Our next slide is devoted to this very activity. You can use attendee on hold for the games, our classic game, yeah, back to the board, where you can share a clue with a group while the person doing the guessing on a hold. Let's look at the procedure of back to board in the teacher will put one participant on hold and tell the other students the word they should describe to him. And then teacher click take off button when students are ready to describe this very word, let's say. Then students will describe by giving definitions that word till hold participant find it. Then they take turns and the game will continue in this way. It is an alternative of back-to-board game in online Zoom classes. Our next slide is Shahnaza, your turn.
Thank you very much, Sabina. So guys, a lot of teachers struggle with having Zoom lessons due to the fact that they think that they have limited access or limited control of the activities. However, the activities that we have provided today and we will provide today will be so beneficial and fruitful, and you may also use these activities during your with your students or with their children as well. So it is for family members or it is for teachers to implement. Okay, so you can adapt it as you can. Number one is, whose voice is this? From the very word that you can know that voice is really connected with this activity. So first of all, as a teacher or as an educator, you have to mute your students' voice. Then next step is that you should prepare some voice types. Like you can also choose some funny, voices like animals, like sheep, or some you can also prepare some whistling or barking the dog or knocking the door or the table or tapping your feet. So try to be as creative as you can when you're choosing the voices, all right? So once you have chosen the voices, different voices, at this point, you should let your audience listen to you or listen to the voice, okay, that provided by you, and their job is to find out the what kind of voice is this. So you can also include noise, okay. So the point is here to engage the students, to create lively atmosphere that they can feel the nature, they can feel the animals, okay, around them. Or you can have some more, you can allocate more time for this, but it is usually for 5 or 10 minutes so that you can use it as a warm-up with your students if you're having a lesson in terms of animals or environment. So, or you can have it with your children, okay, no, why not? So next slide, could you please move? Number two is like, what is it? So first of all, as an educator or, parent, please download some pictures from the internet according to the age of your students. Okay, you should also take account of their age, their nationality, their cultural background, their culture, and so on and so forth. And at this point, you should, cut most parts of your pictures, leaving only a little one. So what I mean by this slide, imagine you are taking like an elephant, right? You have downloaded the elephant's picture and then just cut the most of it and leave a little bit one, so that with this left picture, students should be able to guess what kind of animal is being demonstrated here. All right, so they should, cultivate their background knowledge in terms of environment, in terms of animals, in terms of objects around them. Okay, and at this point, you should ask or your students or children what it is looking at the small portion of the whole image. So what does it represent in a one word? So you can also allocate 1 or 2 minutes to discuss to discuss the pictures, to elaborate, okay? Because having like showing the one picture and asking them what it is not enough, right? You should also cultivate their critical thinking. So if you choose a picture of a computer, right, a small portion, talk about technologies, positive or negative sides of technologies or inventions. So you can elaborate this topic as much as you can, taking account of your time. So it is a very helpful and beneficial, activity to have a discussion and to make fun, right? To have fun. So next, please. This activity is called Bring It. So from the word bring, you can also guess that, your learners should move up, right? Should go somewhere and bring something. This is very interesting activity for children, I would say, right? For primary children or secondary students, children. So first of all, what you should do as an educator, first of all, make a list of items, which can be found at home. Okay, because this is an online session, right? And they are in their study room or their living room, hall room, whatever. In short, they're in their house. So you should pick up the objects that can be found at home. Okay, or it can be a bar of chocolate, right? Or it can be a cup, or it can be a pet as well, right? It can be a cat or a dog, it doesn't matter, right? So different people love having, pets in their house, so you can make it fun, right? You can make it fun. It's like or you can ask them to bring a glass of water, a glass of Coke, right? Or something like this. Number two, you should ask your students to bring this item and demonstrate via screen. So let's say, now please bring a pet, right? So it is natural that not most students have a pet, right? Like they can portable, but if they have, that would be great, because students may have a chance to, introduce their favorite, pet to their audience. Or the very best example would be a bar of chocolate. So please guys, bring a bar of chocolate. You'll have 1 minute. So the person who brings it for the first time, first, right, as fast as can, he is a winner or she is a winner. So they will demonstrate what kind of bar of chocolate it is, right? They can compare. So what's their favorite type? What's their favorite type? Why? Why not this, right? They will also have a chance to share that what they have in common, so they can discuss. All right. Or you can ask them to bring a book, so that you can discuss what kind of book it is, right? What is it useful? They can exchange their ideas, broaden their horizon, right? And yeah, that would be great, I guess. You must try. Would you move to the next slide, please? Sabina, could you please have a
Yeah,
look at it?
also in this very activity, that you may challenge your students by making a competition. You will divide the students into two teams in the breakout rooms and give your students a list of items to bring. And then the students in this very activity, you will use breakout rooms, and then students should bring a list of items that you gave in a given minute. For example, let's say 15 minutes. You will give them a time, this kind of time, and then they will bring these items. Once the time is up, they will show how many of the items they can bring in the groups, and they will demonstrate the group which can bring most items will be a winner. And also you may give them follow-up questions to raise the discussion and to describe and discuss their items, what they have brought. And the next one, please move on.
Take a look at this activity as well, guys. This is called animal acting. So what you should do, first of all, each student should choose an animal in their mind. For example, a lion or a snake, a cat, a dog, it doesn't matter, right? I'm sure that all of us have our favorite animals in at some point. So each student acts out that animal. For example, like if I'm talking about a cat, so I will, act this. Or if I'm about to, demonstrate or act what? A cat or a snake or a lion, right? So I will choose the acts that they do or tricks. So the rest of the students in front of the Zoom should guess what animal I am, acting out. So first of all, it is very funny. It is mostly maybe
Yeah.
appropriate for children, right? Because they love acting. As people get older, they have this, shyness, or some people may think that this is awkward, but for children it may work perfectly. So because they don't have hesitation, they feel so free, they feel so free, and they don't have that shyness, so they can be as comfortable as they can, right? And first of all, the purpose of this activity is to engage learners in this how to say English atmosphere by guessing and by acting, right? And they also, how to say, enhance their acting skills. And the last but not least, it is really fun. And with this fun activity, with this funny situation or context, you can keep your learners engaged in Zoom activities as a warm up, or you can have it at the end or in the middle so that you can energize your learners, because sitting in front of a big screen for 1 hour or 2 hours can be so demanding, and it consumes your energy. So why not have your students act and react with themselves, right? And they will be they uplift their mood, and they can gain some like energy, I would say. You must really try. um, so can you move on to the next one? I spy. I guess this is the last activity. I'm sure all of us at some point in our childhood, played this game, but in a this one, physical way. However, when it comes to online, you can, and we can still, how to say, put it into practice virtually. So from the word spy, something is mysterious here, and what we should do as a teacher. First of all, one person is chosen. For example, Sabina, right, is the person who we have chosen. And this person should observe others' background. For this reason, others should, unmute themselves and switch on their camera so that Sabina can, observe the background, what each people have in their background. Maybe I have this wall, right, which is a little bit yellowish, or some people have their cats, or some, sorry, or
Blue.
yeah, some people may have flowers at the back or something like this. So having observed the students, he or she says, I spy something yellow. So from person, people, right? And this other, so what can they include? They can include shape, they can include this circle, color can be mentioned, or it is up to your imagination what can be chosen or what can be spied. You can also choose, and other students should find what this spy is talking about. Okay, so every person should watch and see every person's background. Okay, and
Yeah,
so
they
that they
should
can
be,
also notice. Yes,
yeah,
Sabina, go
they
ahead.
should be on the gallery mode in the view option. You may say that put yourself on gallery mode so that everybody can see everyone. And once they
Mhm.
have seen everybody, they can do this activity very easily.
Mhm. If you remember, in our childhood, we used to play. I'm not sure whether you played it or not, but we used to play. It's like "Men senang korepman, yeah," right? This person should be able to find what this person has, which starts with yeah. Okay, this is slightly different. Slightly different. Okay, so
Yeah, I see game.
yeah. Yes, Sabina. Can you move on to the next page, please?
Yeah. Yes, our dear participants, it's time to reflection. Think of three things, three activities, three tips that you have learned in our today's webinar, and share your thoughts about our webinars.
May I speak?
Yes, of course.
Okay, first of all, before this webinar, honestly, I haven't had any teaching classes with my pupils as a teacher. I always had Zoom classes with my teachers because I'm a student now. I'm a master student also, and I have learned many interactive games and have to share my games on Zoom platform. Thank you for your nice advice.
Thank you, Delora. I hope you will make most of it. Thank you for watching.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good luck with your studies.
Shahnaza
Shahnaza says,
saying that gallery mode background games you implemented, and that's it. She learned this one, and the others.
so did you learn anything actually, guys? Come on, feel free, right?
Come on, feel free.
It is interesting for us, right? It is interesting for us.
Yeah, it's very essential, important for us to know your opinion, your feedback about our webinar.
Okay, let me speak again. Three things that I have learned today. The first one is background, the gallery mode background. I have never tried to do it, but next time I will try to do it. And the games and interactive games which you explained, I liked very much. And I'm going to use all these activities in my future lessons. Thank you for you, Sabina and Shahnaza, for great presentation. I have expected this result in advance because I know you and Shahnaza, you did the best. I found that you can teach online or offline. You can manage your stuff very well.
Thank you,
Awesome.
Thank you, Shahnaza.
For
It's
your
nice
feedback.
to hear you. Thank you.
Thank you to both.
So, guys, anyone, right?
Yeah, in Zoom chat, I'm seeing that they also learned how to conduct Zoom lessons with unusual activities, and thanks for productive webinars. And they grabbed the attention of the game I Spy, modified version of I Spy game. So
Good evening.
Good evening. Go ahead, Umida.
I joined when you were speaking about the game which was about animal activities. Yes, was the webinar about the activities on Zoom? Because I have joined the later one, so
That's fine.
sorry for that. But I have learned two game on Zoom. What they were so awesome for using the platform via Zoom, and it will be effective when we teach pupils online.
So, which games have you learned, Umida, Miss Umida, especially?
I Spy and animal activity, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because I have joined it later, so
That's
just
fine.
knew about two of
No
them.
problem. No problem. You got the most out of it. Don't worry. Still, this is being recorded, right?
yeah,
Uh,
you may
Yeah.
watch all of the webinar in our YouTube channel, and our presentation PPT will be provided in our Telegram channel.
Yeah, no
Okay.
problem. So others, do you have any opinions? So Delora Mitmanov said describing something when one of them in halt is very good. Mhm.
So, thank you everyone for your active participation. We believe that you have learned many things to implement in your Zoom classroom, and our webinar will be useful for you, have been useful for you, and we are glad to see all of you here. Thank you once again.
Thank you for watching, guys. Really happy to have you here all.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work and follow us, okay? You will never regret.
Thank you again. Good
Thank
night.
you.
Thank you. Good luck, girls.
Thank you.
Thank you.